feel about the verdict?
Could have been better.
Reaction to the verdict is?
Yeah, I mean, we're upset. I think this was self-defense. That's our argument from day one. That was his argument from day one. That's what he told police the day he was arrested. I believe the jury found it was imperfect self-defense. That's why it's voluntary. I mean, when the Commonwealth shoots for life in prison and you get voluntary with a guideline range of probably a few more months to go, you have to look at that as a win, although I know Mr. McDonald's very upset. He believed he was justified, and so do we. And I think the jury being out as long as they did and coming back with manslaughter, I think they spent about 12 hours discussing if he was justified or not, and I believe he was. And we do have a great appeal. The trial should have never happened because of the Rule 600 issues, but all in all, I think we have to realize that we went up against as high as it gets, and it's a great result, but still in our minds the wrong one because it should have been a not guilty all the way around.
And the imperfect self-defense basically means they found he acted in self-defense, but he was unjustified in believing that deadly force was necessary. Is that?
Yeah, and I mean the jury didn't check that off, but that's what we think, considering they just literally asked a duty to retreat self-defense question before the verdict. I think they were hung up on when he had a duty to retreat for the first conflict versus the second, and you know, I think the Commonwealth spent a lot of time at trial trying to confuse the jury about when that actually took place, and I think that ultimately was one of the issues.
Okay. Theron, what time is he looking at? Is he going to get time served plus a few months?
Yeah, I mean, the guideline ranges are 42 to 60 months. He has 37 months already in, so I mean, he's, you know, it's up to state parole when he gets paroled, and Judge Lupus has the ultimate discretion in sentence, but like I said, when you're looking at life, and now we're talking about months, I think we have to, you know, realize that it's not as terrible as we feel, yeah, considering we wanted a full acquittal.
What is the max that he could possibly?
Statutory max is 20 years, so it would be like 10 to 20 as a statutory max. But given the nature of the incident in this case, and the fact that I do believe the jury found him, you know, only culpable because it's imperfect self-defense, I think it would be hard-pressed to see Judge Lupus, who's a very fair judge, do something like that.
And also, Mr. McDonald has no history of violence, so I think that's another factor that should weigh in his favor of getting out sooner rather than later.
No issues, no convictions, no nothing like that.
Okay, cool. Okay, thanks, Theron.